We have Mike Mitchell's power rankings for week 3 in the XFL season. With 7 weeks left to play before the playoffs, 2 teams remain unbeaten at the top of their respective divisions, while 2 others remain winless with very little, if any, margin for error left. This is true. Of course, number 1, the Houston Roughnecks. The Roughnecks are now 8-0 in their XFL history after another solid all-around performance this past Sunday against San Antonio. Houston took a body blow early at home, but once they got going, they rolled easily and then went on to cruise control to the 22-13 victory there. Houston is the favorite to win the XFL championship in May. They have a potential league-winning offense with multiple weapons, and Brian Stewart and Wade Phillips' defense is playing at an extremely high level. There's no doubt about that. Even The Rock was excited about the Houston Roughnecks. Number 2, America's team, the DC Defenders, 3-0 on the home turf. Defenders lay claim to the North with their 3rd straight divisional victory and an exciting 34-28 triumph over St. Louis. DC came up big in front of a rabid crowd, including yourself, me. I was there, had a lot of fun. You have to go. If you're an XFL fan, make the trek to DC to a Defenders game. It is so much fun. The crowd is so fun, and it's off the charts. Super excited. I love having my DC Defenders tickets. I'm so glad. This town needs it. And the chance of Daniel Snyder, because that's basically why the DC Defenders are so popular, is because the Commanders and Daniel Snyder are so bad that they want a football team to root for, and the DC Defenders are it, and they're winning. Defenders may not have the following that the Battlehawks supporters do in their home field, but it could be argued pound for pound, DC has the most invested and best XFL fan base. That's from Mike Mitchell. The Defenders are now 5-0 at Audi Field dating back to 2020. And, of course, we have the Beer Snake. St. Louis Battlehawks, he's got at number 3 at 2-1. They fell down 2 scores on the road, and yet again, St. Louis rallied to take the lead. However, this time around, their opponent pushed ahead of them in the final frame. DC's defense, ground game, and crowd proved to be too much for the Battlehawks to overcome. Hey, Anthony Beck's punch to a gut punch in week 3 in a pivotal battle in the North Division, but St. Louis certainly has the firepower to bounce back, and they showed a lot of mettle in their fight and playing their first 3 road games. That's the thing. They haven't played at home yet, and they're 2-1 with a rookie coach. So they will be doing fine. Arlington Renegades at number 4. I don't know how, this team was kind of meh in 2020 under Bob Stoops, and then this season, they are 2-1, but they didn't, it's the Guardians, and you just got 10 on the Guardians. He said, I debated sliding Arlington down to 5. I would have. They would have definitely slid all the way to 6 or maybe even 7 with a loss at home, but the Renegades stole an ugly 1 late beat in the Guardians 10-9. A loss would have put Bob Stoops' bunch in last place behind Orlando, but thanks to a stellar defense and a late scoring drive orchestrated by Kyle Sloter, Arlington averted disaster. That's why I think they'll be fine this week. But definitely keep an eye on the Arlington Renegades. Sloter they need Sloter to play well, but they have a little bit of a problem. So after getting a break in the schedule, playing the struggling Guardians at home, the Renegades draw the short straw for week 4 on being the team that trots into St. Louis for the Battlehawks' long-awaited home opener. Over 30,000 fans are expected to be in attendance. We're hearing 32,000. It should be an emotionally charged environment. Arlington must put forth a better offense for effort next Saturday than they did. So that's the problem. You are going into a buzzsaw in St. Louis. Good luck, Arlington fans, because I don't think you have a chance. But it's Kyle Sloter. He knows. He's a player. So we'll see if they can put it around. Seattle Sea Dragons at 1-2. He's got them at number 5. Again, they've been so close. The Josh Gordon play at the end, super exciting. Beating the Vipers after 2 straight games of suffering. Self-inflicted last-second losses. Lady Luck finally on Seattle's side. Sea Dragons have breathed new fire into their season. Thanks to June Jones' run and shoot, they shot right through piercing winds. The winds were like 35 miles an hour. And, of course, then Ben DiNucci to Josh Gordon. We saw all of that on the news, talking about him. He's yelling, and he's super excited. So Ben DiNucci's on pace for 2,821 passing yards this season. that to put this in perspective, since 2001, only Garrett Gilbert, Jordan Tamou, and Tommy Maddox have eclipsed 2,000. Dante Culpepper had 1,944 in a lone UFL season. That's from our own Pat Ruffino. Although Seattle is just 1-2, they could easily be 3-0. And because there is only one unbeaten team now in the North, the Sea Dragons are just one game out of the playoff mix. They're returning home for a critical late Saturday night game at Lumen Field against the San Antonio. Could have their first victory, be the start of a new trailblazing for the rest of the season. San Antonio Brahma is at 1-2. They had a tough spot heading into Week 3, facing off the league's top team in the Houston Roughnecks. Rookie head coach Hines Ward, again, grizzled against Virgil veteran Wade Phillips. Rookie Jack Cohen against the Roughnecks defense. We all know how that turned out. So the Brahmas go down in defeat, but they got it. I think they got a team. They got a team that they should be pretty proud of. Number 7, Vegas Vipers. They are so close to doing well, so close to Vegas Vipers. But they are 0-3, heartbreaking loss to the Dragons. We saw what happened, the catch at the end. Brett Huntley looks like a guy taking control as quarterbacks, but there was wind, and it was, again, another wild weather in Las Vegas. The Vipers come up short, they're 0-3, but they are so close to winning some games as well. And number 8A, Mike Mitchell has the XFL ball spotter. Referee Eddie Garcia makes the list. Hats off to him. Garcia is an XFL dedicated ball spotter, specific role to speed up the pace of play, but the spotter also holds on kickoffs if needed, and it was windy. He did that, and everybody gave him props there. So congratulations, Eddie, making the list. And then number 8, Orlando Guardians 0-3. They played better. Their offensive line looks better. It's just, Paxton Lynch is looking better. Tony Carter's defense came to play. It's just they got to put it together, but they're starting to run out of time. But I don't think they will go through the season. I mean, Orlando only lost 10-9 to Arlington. It was close. They kept the game in their midst, but just didn't quite pull it off. They could have won that game. So to recap, Houston Roughnecks at 1, DC Defenders, America's team, at 2, St. Louis Battlehawks at 3, Arlington Renegades at 4, Seattle Sea Dragons at 5, 6, San Antonio Brahmas, 7, Vegas Vipers. They are so close. The Vegas Vipers are so close. I think they could still have a push here at the end. The ball spotter, 8A. Congratulations to Eddie Garcia. And then number 8 is the Orlando Guardians.